someone knocked on the door and he was selling solar panel power. So I thought it'd be good to hear what's going on, and we spoke for a while and it sounded good, so I went with it. Well, he was a very good salesman. I wasn't myself, being at home recovering. He just had all the right answers. When the salesman come, there was no contract or anything. He contacted us. It wasn't that long after, it was in weeks, and said, "You're approved to go ahead." And I said, "Great." And he said, "We'll be there such and such." And it was only months from the salesman coming to the budget trucks turning up and putting some panels on the roof. We were only allowed to put a 5 kilowatt system on, and we bought a 10 kilowatt so we can run batteries with the other 5 kilowatt. And the batteries were meant to come later, as in a few weeks later, and they never turned up. So the job's not finished. The tails are still hanging out. There's some solar panels in the carport. They just wouldn't come back. It didn't come back. Being a tradesman, you know the quality of the work you're meant to get and whether it's finished or not. And the battery's not turning up. Like, that's a major part of it. Early days, I meant to come back in a few weeks with the batteries, and then they said they'll come back in December, and December came around, and it's been around 5 or 6 times now. I thought it was from the solar company. It was from Hum. They're the financial people that backed it without me knowing, and they sold it to a debt collector who sold it to a debt collector 2 or 3 times before Stone Inc got onto it, and it was Stone Inc that were relentless.
There were many legal issues that Paul experienced, unfortunately. So firstly, with the solar company provider, we had issues with unsolicited sales and also breaches of the Australian consumer law and the consumer guarantees as to issues with acceptable quality, the goods not being fit for purpose and not as described. Unfortunately as well, Paul was signed up to buy now, pay later provider without his knowledge, which also raised concerns of misleading, deceptive conduct and unconscionable conduct. And also potentially responsible lending breaches on behalf of that provider or breaches of the buy now, pay later code. And sadly, because the dispute had been ongoing for so long for Paul, he wasn't able to pursue those claims because the limitation date had passed, which means that he couldn't make a claim against those providers because he was out of time under the legal provision. However, he was still being pursued by Stone Inc, the debt collector, for the alleged debt. And we did have concerns around breaches of the debt collection guidelines by Stone Inc, which we were able to review and look into, then not having a contract to prove the debt and make a complaint against AFCA there.
With the financial counsellor and that, they came back and said you can pay $2,000 off. This was with Stone Inc. And they're really aggressive and really hard and really bullies. So we agreed to pay the $2,000 off on a monthly basis or fortnightly basis, and then they came back and said they waived it.
So we were able to support the financial counsellor on the ground with an ongoing assistance casework file. So what that means is that we could assist the financial counsellor by assigning a lawyer to her case and support her through every step of the way with any advice needed, with anything that came up at AFCA or with the other party, and also assist with written submissions and any other written correspondence that they might have needed help in drafting.
Definitely reach out to a financial counsellor, because as soon as you've got that stature behind you, they have to deal with it.